mean, people only know what we share with them a lot of times. And I had a lady got real mad at me for I banned her son from my health clubs because he was in my clubs doing things that I just didn't allow in my club. And she got mad because I threw him out. She called me up and she's just letting me have it on both ends. She said, "Oh, I know about you, Rick. I heard that you went to prison." I said, "What took you so long?" I've stood before over 40,000 people sharing my story. I'm not proud of it, guys, but I'm not ashamed of it. You know, it's my story, and it's what I do. I go out and try to make a difference with it. Yeah, there's so much opportunity out there to help other people. I talked a little bit about suicide when I go out, and you never know if you've got a friend or somebody in a classroom who's going through some things and they're just ready to give up. God, suicide is the #1 killer in our country right now. Normally it is heart disease, cardiovascular disease, but right now suicide. And a lot of this to do with the economy and people just giving up. Did anybody know the 15-year-old down in Banks County committed suicide a few weeks ago? Any of you guys know him? 15 years old. During quiet time, walks into the bathroom and shoots himself. 15 years old, guys. In Flair Branch a few years ago, I was scheduled to speak down there, and one of their students the day before I was going in to speak committed suicide. His girlfriend broke up with him, 15 years old, goes into the mall of Georgia, goes to the highest point, and jumps off. Guys, let me tell you about suicide. I've been suicidal. I've been there, guys. Let me tell you something. When the federal government told me I was going to prison for 20 years and I was not involved in the drug business, all I wanted to do was just get away. And I talked to a friend of mine. I even read books on suicide. I was just so out there. All I wanted to do was the pain to go away, guys. Because I had that much hurt. I just wanted to go away. I had one friend I shared it with. And my friend told me something that kept me alive. He said, "Rick, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem." A friend of mine named Alan Cohen, actually I talked to him yesterday. I don't get to see him very often. He lives in Arizona. But Alan told me, he said, it's a permanent solution, Rick, to a temporary problem. And guys, when he first told me that, I thought, wow, guys, 20 years in prison ain't real temporary. But I had this sick and twisted way of figuring things out. And you know what I figured out, guys? If I could live to be 100, 20 wasn't that bad. And that's how I got through it. I went from one day to the next. Then a lot of the pain started going away, because then I started fighting for my freedom. And I trusted enough in God to open those doors for me and let me come home. So guys, if you got anybody that's going through some challenging things right now, be a friend, share with them, listen to them. And if you yourself are going through anything, turn to someone that will help you. People care about you. People care about you. Never think somebody doesn't. If you get upset because, you know, the way your authority people in your life, whether it's your parents or grandparents or teachers, if you think they don't love you sometimes when they get on to you and send you to your room or whatever, remember this, guys. You didn't come with manuals. Next time y'all see a baby, if it's got a manual with it, tell Andrew to get in touch with you. I want to see it. Guys, you don't come with manuals. Sometimes parents are just, they're doing all they can do to try to help you be safe and do the things that they think is best for you. It's not they want to control you. They're not treating you like puppets where they want a puppet that can move on its own. They want the best for you. Guys, and sometimes when we don't think people love us, they're loving us with everything they have, the only way they know how. That's what we forget sometimes. We forget that, you know, they're treating us just like how they were brought up. And if you have beefs and stuff with your parents and authority figures, if you would sit down and get honest with them sometime and ask them, well, what did your parents do to you? What did your guardians do to you when something like this? I promise you, they're doing the same thing to you that got done to them. And I mean that in a good way. Andrew, give me the signal in about 5 minutes. We're about up here. So let me explain this to you guys. A rattlesnake bite will not kill you. I want you to think about the rattlesnake when it bites something. It releases what? Venom. Guys, the venom will kill you. The bite won't. The venom will kill you, and this is the venom. Blaming others for life not the way you want it to be, or life not being the way you want it to be. Venom is unwilling to forgive people who might have done you wrong or harmed you. The venom is all the things in your body that takes your peace and joy away. You know, Satan is, we look at Satan throughout the Bible as the snake. Guys, Satan will put things in your head that will steal your peace. It will rob you of your joy. And if you hang around people who are not walking with the light of God and believing in the Word of God, then Satan's got a lot more control over them. And sometimes that negative influence will rub off on you before you know it. Guys, think about that as venom. Anytime you're out there and something negative is coming your way, think about the snake bite. If you remember the snake bite, it's just a venom. It's going to take you out. Somebody mashing the wrong button today or yesterday, somebody doing something that it shouldn't have done to you. I'm not saying it was okay. I'm just saying you got to let it go. If you can learn to forgive and put things aside, by all means, stand up for what you believe in. I'll be the first one to tell you, fight for what you believe in. But do it in peace and do it in love. Because one thing that you will learn as you become more mature in your life, and a lot of you probably know it now, love is what really is going to bring you full circle. It's what's going to keep you at peace. And when you see people having disagreements, that don't mean they don't love each other. It just means they don't agree on everything. Andrew? Guys, thank you for letting me come out today. And I will encourage you, as I'm going to let Andrew do the closing too, guys. Don't be afraid to trust in the Word of God. Don't be afraid to have that faith. Guys, so the peace it gave me, even in prison, and me in one of the most deadly environments around, without that book, without that Word of God, without my faith and believing that Jesus died for me on that cross, guys, I don't think I could come out of there sane. I've seen a lot of bad things happen. But one thing I'm very thankful for, because I do have Jesus in my life, I have the ability to laugh at simple jokes and cry at a simple story. Thank you.